For the past half a century, an ancient army of warriors has been quietly conquering the world.
For over 2,000 years, the Terracotta Army guarded the tomb of China's first emperor, Qin Shi Huang. The same emperor who wanted to rule the world even after his death, obsessed with immortality. His dream was to become like gods and ensure his rule would endure forever. But in 2025, when scientists scanned his clay army for the first time using advanced AI scanning technology, what emerged shocked historians. Secrets were discovered beneath the terracotta warriors that raised questions about China's history, the emperor's power, and his immortality vision. The AI data revealed that many of the statues contained strange patterns, metallic fragments, and hidden inscriptions, as if these soldiers were not just clay, but parts of an ancient code. Some scientists claim that the alignment of the statues matched an old star map, meaning that perhaps this army was telling a story of the heavens, not of the earth. And think, it all began on a hot afternoon in 1974, when some farmers near the city of Xi'an were digging a new well amid a drought. One farmer, Yang with a shovel, struck something hard beneath the ground, and from it emerged a clay head, then a torso, armor, and gleaming bronze arrowheads. Little did they know that they were unknowingly standing over the world's greatest archaeological discovery, a buried army that had been asleep for 2,000 years. Now the truth that AI has uncovered by peering into that sleeping army has shaken the entire history. Was Qin Shi Huang really just an emperor, or a human who had accessed the technology of the gods? If you too want to know the truth about this mystery, like, comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe, because what lies ahead will change the world's perception, not just of China. The story begins with China's first emperor, Qin Shi Huang, the man who unified China thousands of years ago by conquering 6 kingdoms. Under his rule, a network of roads, walls, and laws was created that transformed the entire country into a single power. But as great as his power was, so deep was his desire for immortality. He believed he was not just a king, but a man born to be like the gods. Qin Shi Huang hated death. He believed that true victory would come when humans could live on after death. This thought drove him to the brink of madness. He ordered his scientists and scholars to search for a life elixir that would make them immortal. For years, he conducted searches throughout the empire, in mountains, rivers, and seas, but never found the secret of immortality. Some historians say that in this search, he conducted chemical experiments that claimed the lives of many people. But the emperor did not give up. He determined that if he couldn't live forever, his spirit would live on. This was the vision for his afterlife kingdom, an underground empire that would protect him even after his death. He employed thousands of workers and artisans to build a massive tomb filled with clay soldiers, just like his real army, wielding swords, riding horses, and protecting his spirit. This terracotta army has become the world's greatest mystery today. It is said that Qin Shi Huang wanted his tomb to contain everything he had in life: palaces, rivers, gem-studded walls, and rivers of mercury, symbolizing the energy of life. For him, this tomb wasn't death, but the beginning of a new life. He believed that one day he would return, and his terracotta army would still be ready. Perhaps that's why, even 2,000 years later, these clay soldiers stand there, as if awaiting orders. The story of the Terracotta Army is a miracle in itself. Imagine 2,000 years ago, when machines existed, thousands of laborers, artists, and craftsmen worked day and night to create thousands of clay soldiers. It's said that over 700,000 people worked on this project, some sculpting statues, some forging weapons, some carving horses. This was no ordinary task, but the dream of an emperor who wanted to keep his power alive even after his death. Each statue was meticulously crafted. Their height, facial expressions, clothing, and even hairstyles were different. Historians say that no two soldiers are alike. It's as if each statue is based on a real person. Some soldiers are smiling, some have stern faces, and some appear deeply thoughtful. Looking at all this, it seems these are not just statues, but real people trapped in time, whose spirits are still present today. A special type of clay was used to prepare the clay, which was then fired repeatedly to strengthen it. It was then painted, varnished, and fashioned into real weapons: swords, spears, and arrows, some of which still shine. Some of the weapons found during excavations were so sharp that even today, scientists are amazed by the quality of their metal. This proves that the engineering of the Qin dynasty was far ahead of its time. This entire Terracotta Army was created to protect the emperor's soul. Qin Shi Huang believed that when he died, his spirit would ascend to a new empire, and these clay soldiers would remain with him there, fighting enemies and protecting his afterlife kingdom. Perhaps this is why, when excavated, all the statues were found standing in a formation, as if still awaiting their king's orders. The year was 1974. In the parched fields near Xi'an City in northern China, some farmers were digging a well in search of water. The weather was hot, the ground cracked, and there wasn't a cloud in the sky. One of those farmers was Yang Jifa, determined to extract water this day, no matter what. He continued digging the soil with his shovel, and with each stroke, hope faded a little more. But about 15 feet down, his shovel struck something hard, and the sound seemed to evoke history. Initially, Yang thought it might be an old brick or a piece of roofing. But when he removed the soil, he saw a human-shaped head made of clay, yet so realistic that it was frightening. The other farmers also reached out, and as the soil was removed, a full body, pieces of armor, and the glint of bronze arrows became visible. For a moment, everyone was stunned. What had been hidden beneath the ground for thousands of years? The villagers initially mistook these fragments for items from an ancient temple or burial site. They set aside the heads and weapons, and some even tried to sell the arrows. No one knew they had inadvertently opened the door to the world's greatest archaeological discovery. But fate had other plans. A local cultural official named Zhao Kongman received word of this strange discovery. He rushed to the scene, and when he saw the statues half buried in the soil, his eyes widened. He immediately summoned excavation experts and had the site sealed. He knew this was no ordinary object. It was probably the hidden army of Qin Shi Huang, dormant beneath the earth for 2,000 years, and now about to be resurrected. When the excavation began, no one had any idea that such a vast mystery lay beneath the earth. The few statues found initially were just the beginning. As the excavation progressed, thousands of warriors, horses, and chariots emerged from beneath the soil. It seemed as if an underground empire had suddenly awakened. In every direction, decorated soldiers, some crouched, some in ready positions, all with their weapons. The scene was no less than a living army, except that they were all made of clay, yet their presence still trembles. As the excavation deepened, archaeologists discovered that this was not a small burial site, but a complete war camp designed to resemble a military camp. In some trenches, horses and chariots were found, so intricately crafted that even their harnesses were carved into the clay. Some soldiers even held real bronze weapons, still gleaming after 2,000 years. Scientists were amazed at how such ancient objects had survived in such precise condition. Excitement grew with each new discovery. Archaeologists realized this wasn't just a tomb, but part of Qin Shi Huang's afterlife kingdom, a world he intended to rule even after his death. The alignment of the statues, the positioning of their weapons, and the manner of their formation all confirmed that this was a symbolic defense system for an entire army. The news spread worldwide. Earth's greatest archaeological discovery found in China. Historians, scientists, and the media rushed to Xi'an. People were in disbelief that humans had created such vast and detailed art thousands of years ago. When the entire army was displayed for the first time after the excavation, onlookers were stunned. It seemed as if Emperor Qin Shi Huang still stood with his clay army, ready, calm, and standing guard in that world of immortality. In 2025, something unimagined happened. More than 50 years had passed since the Terracotta Army was discovered, and scientists thought nothing new would emerge from the site. But the world's most advanced technology, an AI-powered hyperspectral scanning system, rekindled history. A team of Chinese and international researchers, including experts in archaeology, AI engineering, and quantum imaging, launched this mission. Their goal was to see beneath the ground and within the statues what human eyes have never been able to see. The project was led by a Chinese archaeologist named Dr. Li Wen and a German data scientist, Dr. Marcus Keller. Both believed that many secrets remained hidden beneath the Terracotta Army, some that could likely never be uncovered through excavation. Conventional tools used in previous years had only revealed the outer structure, but what lay within remained a mystery. To solve this, they used a new AI system, one that could digitally see layers of soil, stone, and metal. The entire excavation site was transformed into a large digital scanning zone. Drones flew overhead, and ground sensors sent electromagnetic pulses below. Data from each signal was fed into an AI system, which identified patterns and anomalies. This system mapped each soldier's internal density, material structure, and magnetic field. Scientists hoped this would give them a better understanding of the statue's composition, but no one imagined this experiment would uncover one of history's greatest mysteries. The AI's greatest strengths were its hyperspectral imaging and 3D mapping capabilities. Simply put, this technology scans each statue down to a microscopic level, much like a human CT scan. The only difference was that this AI could simultaneously see thousands of layers, colors, chemical elements, and all those subtle changes that are invisible to the naked eye. Magnetic resonance sensors were also detecting whether there were any hidden cavities or metallic objects within the soil. When the data was analyzed, scientists were astonished. Strange electrical patterns and magnetic pulses were detected within some of the statues. It seemed as if there was some energy residue present inside, something that was not natural. The structure of some of the statues showed signs of extremely fine metallic threads, resembling an ancient conductivity system. This shocked the entire team. Were these statues merely art, or part of a technology thousands of years ahead of its time? The AI system also detected anomalies beneath the terracotta site, shapes that appeared artificial, like sealed chambers. Dr. Li Wen said at a press conference, "We believe this excavation was incomplete. Perhaps there is more underneath that was never intentionally opened." His statement shocked the media worldwide. Some called it exaggeration, while others declared it evidence of China's lost technology. After this project, the Terracotta Army ceased to be just an archaeological marvel. It had now become the biggest story of the collision of AI and ancient science. Discussions began in every major museum and research lab in the world. If AI is telling the truth, does this mean that Qin Shi Huang's empire possessed technology that modern science has not even reached? Perhaps it can be said, 2025 was the year that not only changed the history of the Terracotta Army, but also revived the question, did humans ever truly understand our ancient civilizations, or are we still living in the illusions they created? When AI began scanning the Terracotta Army statues in depth, scientists discovered data that stunned everyone. Microscopic scans from within each statue revealed strange patterns, straight, curved, and interconnected metallic lines that didn't look like random cracks. Zooming in revealed these lines in a specific design, as if they were part of a circuit board. Some researchers thought they might be naturally occurring cracks in the clay, but when the pattern appeared in a similar pattern on every other statue, suspicions grew. Were these soldiers not just statues, but part of some ancient, coded design? These microscopic scans revealed even more strange things. Markings inside the chests and heads of some statues resembled ancient symbols or script. Some were animal-like shapes, others circular patterns, and some had tiny triangles and dots that looked like some unknown mathematical formula. Dr. Marcus Keller said, "These patterns are not random. The AI has detected a repetition in these designs, as if they were written in a hidden language." When the AI analyzed these symbols digitally, it found frequency-based symmetry, meaning these marks could be linked to an energy pattern or vibration. Most surprising was that when the researchers digitally recreated the rows of terracotta soldiers, their alignment was found to be in perfect geometry. According to the AI mapping, the entire army was not standing in a random military formation, but on a mathematical grid, the axis of which matched ancient Chinese astronomy. This revelation became the shocking discovery. The AI compared the formation of the Terracotta Army with modern astronomical star maps, and the results were mind-boggling. The rows of some statues matched the patterns of the Orion constellation and the Big Dipper. And when the data was matched with ground coordinates, it was revealed that some key statues stood at the exact points where specific planetary alignments occurred 2,000 years ago. It seemed as if these soldiers weren't just protecting the emperor, but were part of a cosmic blueprint. Dr. Li Wen said at the press conference, "It seems that Qin Shi Huang prepared his army not only for the earth, but also for the heavens." Upon hearing this, the entire research hall fell silent. People's faces were filled with both disbelief and curiosity. Some experts dismissed it as mere coincidence, while others claimed it was evidence of ancient astronomical knowledge that aligns with modern calculations. The question now arises, did Qin Shi Huang truly desire immortality, or was he preparing for a gateway beyond the earth? Were these soldiers part of a spiritual energy alignment, creating a path connecting his soul to the heavens? The patterns revealed by the AI scans weren't just a marvel of technology. They were a reminder that ancient Chinese science was perhaps far beyond our imagination. Even today, when scientists look at the Terracotta Army, they feel as if each statue is connected to an invisible energy field. These soldiers aren't just clay figures. They symbolize history, mystery, and a power that perhaps still thrums beneath the ground, waiting for someone to activate it again. When the AI findings were revealed, it created a global uproar among scientists and historians. Some called it the greatest archaeological breakthrough in human history, while others immediately questioned whether it was true or simply a data interpretation error. Top experts from China, the United States, Germany, and Japan reviewed the raw files of this research, and each came up with their own opinions. Some scientists argued that these patterns and star alignments were no coincidence. According to them, Qin Shi Huang and his engineering team had used deep knowledge of astronomy and geometry. They said this was not just art, but precision engineering, work that was so advanced even before 21st century technology. Some researchers cited it as an example of ancient vibrational energy mapping, a technique that could connect the Earth's magnetic field and the human soul. For them, this discovery was not just historical, but a spiritual scientific phenomenon. But on the other hand, many experts dismiss this entire claim as exaggeration. They believe that the metallic lines and geometric patterns visible in the AI scans could be natural mineral formations created by soil and oxidation. They said that the Terracotta Army's alignment with star maps was merely coincidental, just as you might fit any large structure to a constellation. One British archaeologist even said, "History is written by evidence, not excitement, and the evidence is still incomplete." Amidst these conflicting opinions, the curiosity level of both the media and the public skyrocketed. Some began to believe that Emperor Qin Shi Huang had indeed done something that modern science has yet to understand. Theories began to spread on Reddit, Twitter, and news channels. Some said it was an ancient energy weapon. Others called it a cosmic communication system. Everyone was stuck on one thing: how is such a perfect alignment possible? Gradually, the discussion culminated in a major question. Had Qin Shi Huang rediscovered some forgotten ancient science? Or was this simply part of his religious belief, a way to feel closer to the gods? Some historians have suggested it was all symbolism. The emperor wanted to give his afterlife a divine form, as divine as his vision of heaven. The alignment and cosmic geometry of the Terracotta Army were part of that eternal vision. But some scientists have suggested something else that has everyone wondering, if this was all symbolism, why are the patterns so consistent and scientifically accurate? No artist's imagination can be so precise. They suggested that perhaps Qin Shi Huang, along with the alchemy scholars of his time, created a knowledge system that was later lost. This means it may not just be faith, but also forgotten technology, one that understood the energy balance between the earth and the universe. Even today, this debate remains unresolved. Some consider it a historical mystery, some call it a myth, and some a power beyond science. But everyone agrees on one thing. The Terracotta Army is no longer just clay statues. She has become a reminder that perhaps there was once a much older and deeper knowledge on Earth than our civilization realizes, and that perhaps Qin Shi Huang was the last person to truly understand it. Just weeks after the completion of the AI scanning project, the situation changed. Initially, everything was being shared openly: data, visuals, 3D models. But suddenly the Chinese government removed some files related to the project from public access. It was stated that this was incomplete and sensitive data that could not be released until verified. But the media and researchers found something strange. According to leaked internal reports, the AI had detected sealed compartments within some statues that were completely unnatural in shape, like small chambers within a cavity, which were emitting metallic reflections from within. This leak sparked a flood of rumors. Some sources claim that traces of an unknown alloy were found in the statues, a material that did not exactly match any element on the modern periodic table. Some scientists called it a data glitch, but the leakers claimed that this material does not absorb radiation and maintains temperature stability, thus behaving like an energy containment system. When these rumors began spreading online, authorities declared parts of the site a restricted zone. Entry was no longer permitted to the public or the press. This further fueled suspicion. What exactly was being hidden? International experts questioned why the data wasn't being released if all this was a lie. But the Chinese Academy of Archaeology simply stated, "Some findings are confidential for national heritage and safety reasons." This statement was even more mysterious. Discussion erupted online. Was there an ancient machine hidden within Qin Shi Huang's army? Or an energy source that had lain dormant for thousands of years? Some even suggested that perhaps this is the reason the statues remain in such perfect condition, because they possess a protective field from some unknown technology. Then began a flood of theories and conspiracies. Many fan theorists suggested that the Terracotta Army was actually evidence of ancient China's advanced technology, a civilization that had mastered energy storage and magnetic field engineering, but lost that knowledge over time. Some bolder theories even suggested that this technology wasn't created by humans, but rather by an alien civilization. They argued that the statue's patterns and star alignment resembled an interstellar communication grid. One viral online theory even suggested that Qin Shi Huang was promised immortality not by gods, but by visitors from the sky. His terracotta army symbolized that contact, like a replica of a cosmic army. Some linked it to ancient mythological stories where warriors from heaven protect the king's soul. Although the scientific community dismissed these claims, they fueled public imagination. Hashtags like Neri Terracotta Secrets and Ancient AI began trending on social media. Several independent researchers claimed to have observed energy anomalies beneath the site in leaked satellite images, meaning a magnetic pulse active within the ground. While none of this evidence was officially confirmed, curiosity gave the discovery a new dimension. Now, this was no longer just archaeology, but a battle between science fiction and reality. Even today, many experts around the world believe that there is something hidden within the Terracotta Army that has not yet been revealed to us. Perhaps it is ancient technology, perhaps a misunderstanding, or perhaps a combination of both. But the question that resonates most is this: if the truth truly comes out, are we ready to accept it? As soon as news of AI scans and leaked reports of the Terracotta Army broke, the entire world's attention focused on the site in Xi'an. CNN, BBC, Discovery, History Channel. Every major news outlet ran the same headline: AI finds hidden secrets beneath China's Terracotta Army. People went crazy on social media. Some called it a modern-era miracle. Others blamed it on a government ploy. Hashtags like Honor Terracotta Truth or AI China Mystery and Hasar Hidden Empire trended on Twitter. Experts and amateurs were sharing their theories on Reddit. Some said it was an alien signal, others an ancient energy grid. The entire world was divided in debate. Disagreements also arose among historians. Some archaeologists called it China's greatest scientific discovery, one that would rewrite history. Meanwhile, some traditional historians said, AI data isn't always accurate. It's more excitement than proof. But now people were more fascinated than proof. Millions of people on YouTube were creating videos based on new theories about the Terracotta Army. Short clips went viral on TikTok and Instagram. Glowing soldiers, cosmic maps, metallic pulses, all visuals suspended between imagination and science. The world was suddenly captivated by an ancient mystery. On the other hand, China increased security around the site. New visitors were restricted, and the government stated that a further investigation was underway. But this silence seemed increasingly suspicious. The more officials remained silent, the more curiosity grew. Some even traveled to Xi'an and attempted to take drone footage from outside, forcing authorities to issue repeated warnings. Now the Terracotta Army had become not archaeology, but a global obsession, where everyone was fabricating their own narrative. At the end of the video, the narrator's voice slows, and the music changes to a mysterious tone. He says in a deep, emotional voice, "Has AI stumbled upon the greatest secret in history? Or is this all a sign of a power that humans cannot comprehend?" The statues on the screen fade, and the camera slowly zooms into the dark corridor of Emperor Qin Shi Huang's tomb, as if a secret door is about to open. Then comes the narrator's final, emotional outro. Perhaps this story doesn't end here. Perhaps this is just the beginning. If you too want to see the next part of this mystery, like, comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe, because the truth that is about to be revealed will change the world's perception of the world. The light slowly fades, and in the final shot, the eyes of a clay statue glow, as if it is still waiting for its emperor's command.